Hello boys and girls. Have you ever heard people say things like, why can't you be like so and so? Why can't you be good like that person? Why can't you listen like that other person? What's wrong with you? I think we've all heard that before. It's really unfair, isn't it? Because we shouldn't be compared with other people because we're all made different by God. Now I want to talk to you today about a little story about Saint Isidore of Seville. Seville is a city in Spain. And Saint Isidore, when he was a little boy, he was born a long time ago, when he was there getting ready to go to school, his family decided his older brother, Leandor, must teach him. So imagine that, your older brother teaching you? Well, Leandor was a very, very smart little boy, but he's a bit older than Isidore, but he wasn't a good teacher. So he picked on Isidore. He was very tough on Isidore. And he would always say things like, you're lazy, you're stupid, you're an idiot. You should know that by now. I've already taught you this. What's wrong with you? You're a fool. Could you imagine that happening each day at school? You know, it'd be really sad if that happened, but sometimes it does. Well, poor old Isidore had to do this day after day. His brother was really mean in teaching him. In the end, he got that frustrated and upset with his classes and living with his brother there, picking on him all the time. He ran away from home. He ran away. And while he was hiding away in this cave, there was some water, little drips of water dripping on a rock. And he stopped and looked at this. Drip, drip, drip. And he thought, this is weird. Look at that. There's little drops of water on this rock. And he said, the rock's so hard. And the water's nothing. Little drops of water. Got no power at all. But he's watching them and he's saying, well, you know, over time, those little drops of water had made a hole in the rock, had worn the rock away just by going drip, 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 never stopping, not giving up. And when he said, that's what I need to do. I can't change my brother. I can't change things immediately, but I can persist and not give up like that little drop of water. So he went back and he decided to ask God to help him. And he went back and his brother was still mean. He was still a bad teacher. But Isidore prayed with his brother, was nice to his brother, just chipped away. And he decided, I'm not going to let my brother stop me from learning. So he got into his studies. He became brilliant. Passed all his studies. He became a priest. Very, very holy, because he always remembered that God gave him that power to just be like that little drop of water, just dropping on the rock and wearing the rock away. So he knew that. And eventually he wore his brother down, and his brother became his best friend. Isn't that interesting? Became a bishop then later on. And guess, when he became a bishop, who he succeeded? The bishop before him was his brother, Leander. He became a bishop. But because he chipped away by a little drop of water in his education and learning, he became brilliant and very smart, Isidore. And he decided what he wanted to do was to write down everything, all knowledge. Yeah, right, that's a big job, isn't it? He wanted a book, or a set of books that contained everything in it. So he started to do that. He started to do that. And he did it for the rest of his life. He was very holy, and he started to write down all this information. He loved knowledge and education. He wrote books and books and books and tried to put everything that he could find down in books. And while he was doing that, he just didn't do that all the time. He really looked after the poor people, just like Jesus asked us to do, to look after the poor people. So he did that, looked after the poor people. And when he died, he was around 80, became a big saint, because all the poor people came to his funeral because they wanted to thank God for the life of Isidore, Saint Isidore, who was so good to the poor, and the intellectual, the professors, the teachers, all came to his funeral too. And they wanted to thank God for what a great teacher he was. Brilliant. He was good and kind to everyone, even though when he was being taught, his teacher wasn't kind. He made sure that he was kind to others. So Saint Isidore, that's the story. That's our saint today. And guess who he's the patron saint of, or what is the patron saint of? The internet. Saint Isidore is the patron saint of the internet. Because remember, he tried to get all the information, knowledge of his time and write it down. And that's what the internet does, doesn't it? It tries to get all the information in the world in one place. So if you're having trouble getting online or having trouble finding something on the internet, ask Saint Isidore, Saint Isidore, can you help me find this? All right, God bless you and have a beautiful day.